The Glaze range is our Demi permanent range, and it will last anywhere between 20 and 24 washes. With Glaze, it's ammonia free and it's PPD free. It's designed to be used on wet hair, and mixing ratios wise, you can mix it either 1 to 1.5 or 1 to 2 for a softer look. So dependent on the hair that you're working with will depend on how you mix it. It's always mixed with our Glaze 5-Vol, which is in the grey bottle rather than in the purple bottle of 5-Vol. And the reason for this is the Glaze 5-Vol contains squalene, which is really good at moisturising the hair, and it leaves the hair phenomenally shiny. With the Glaze range, you still do need to skin test because you can have people that are sensitive to ingredients. And so obviously, although it doesn't contain PPD, it does contain PTD, which is a cousin of PPD. So people can still have allergies against it, so you still need to skin test like you would a normal colour. With Glaze, you can leave it on anywhere between 5 and 20 minutes. 20 minutes is optimum, but some hair types don't need that. You leave it on for 20 minutes, it's going to overtone. So it's a little bit by eye. All I would say with the Glaze is because of the type of pigment it contains, don't watch it too much. It will look quite scary when it's on because of the type of pigments that it's got in it. So it's got micromolecule technology, which are the tiny pigments that are in the Neal and Wolf core line. So that really gives you that pigmented result and that coverage. But it also contains bigger molecules that you would find in a temporary hair colour. So those sometimes molecules oxidising can look a little bit scary. So don't worry if it looks like the completely wrong colour. It will come out beautifully. Don't rinse it off too soon. If you need to test it, you're a little bit scared of it, just scratch a little bit off to see how it's doing, because that will give you, the reflection that you need to see what it's looking like. So with the types of molecules, because it does contain 2 different molecules, that's how it lasts so well. And because those smaller molecules go in and give you that pigment, that coverage, but those bigger molecules go in and help to plug any gaps in the hair that we can get from bleaching, like porous hair. So it works really well on both counts in helping with the longevity and helping the colour stay true to itself. And like I said, it will last anywhere between 20 to 24 washes, dependent on what shampoo you're using. If you're using a cheapy store-bought shampoo that contains sulfates, of course it's going to wash it out faster. But if you're using your Neal and Wolf line with no sulfates or anything like that, not only is it going to keep the hair in great condition, but it's also going to help the colour longevity and keep it looking beautiful for longer. More often than not, when I'm toning, I do use Glaze because of the longevity. With Neal and Wolf toners, they'll last, because they're a semi-permanent, anywhere between sort of 6 to 10 washes, whereas Glaze lasts that little bit longer, and you have a whole different line of colours to choose from. So with Glaze, it has on there letters, so it uses letters rather than numbers, but on the little swatches it does tell you what it converts to in Neal and Wolf, so it's super easy to use and super easy to convert over. If you're working on level 8, you're going to get an 8 result. If you're working on a 9, you're going to get a 9 result. And if you're working on 10, you're going to get a 10. So if you're looking to dilute a 9, you can use the clear, which comes with it. So the clear is there to help to dilute and bring it up to a level 10 if that's what you need to work on. And 9 times out of 10 when we are bleaching hair, we've bleached to a level 10, you've bleached it quite light. So if you need to dilute to a 10, and say for instance you just need to soften up any residual yellow tones, you could choose a 9V, and that V is violet. That's your 0.2 in Neal and Wolf, and that's going to eliminate any yellowy tones left over in the hair. So you could mix 9V and clear half and half, and that will give you a 10V. So that brings you up to a 10, keeps it super clean, super light, and eliminates any of those yellowy tones that you get left with. If you're working on a 10, of course you can just use a 10. If you want to soften the tone out a little bit though, or you're working on super porous hair, you can still use your clear to help to soften that tone and stop the overpigmentation that you can sometimes get on porous hair. So the clear is used quite a lot. If you're working on level 8, for instance, and say 8BG, which is your brunette gold, which is really fashionable this season, you can then mix 3/4 clear to 1/4 8BG, and that will give you a 10BG. So if you're working on level 8 and you need to take it to a 10, you can mix 3/4 clear and 1/4 of your 8. Or if you're working on level 9 and you need to take it up to a 10, you mix half 9 and half clear. You've also got the option of having a Hollywood blow dry, which is just with our clear, and that gives you that beautiful, really shiny, typical Hollywood blowout. And you would just mix clear for that, 1 to 2, so 1 part of your clear to 2 parts of your 5-volt, and you'd leave that on for 20 minutes to give you a fabulous Hollywood blow dry. Perfect for if guests are just looking for a colour pick-me-up, gives them that hydration, that shine, and really makes that colour shimmer again. Or perfect when they've just got off holiday and it needs a bit of hydration, a bit of that shine back, because that sun and that seawater, of course, with a little bit of dullness. So again, a Hollywood blowout is perfect for people coming back off their holidays. Looking at the tones in the Neal & Wolf Glaze line, you've got your naturals, which are neither cool nor warm, so perfect for root shadows, or you can use your naturals to blend through grey hair. We're finding that a lot of people are looking to blend through white hair rather than cover nowadays, and so your naturals are absolutely perfect for blending in white hair. With your naturals, I would leave them on the full 20 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes, just to get that extra bit of coverage, and mix that definitely on a 1 to 1.5 mixing ratio to get more of a consistent result and more pigment through there. And yeah, leave that on anywhere between 20 and 30 minutes. But your naturals are beautiful because, like I said, they're neither warm nor cool, so perfect for root shadowing, perfect for a colour pick-me-up if it's a little bit faded through the ends, or of course you can do your root shadows or grey coverage with them as well. Then you've got obviously your lots of different variations in tones, so you've got your V's through to your A's, and then you've got your ARs, which is a little bit of reds through there, so an R reflects a red tone, a B reflects a brunette tone. You've also got your G's, which are golden tones through there, and then you've got your violets, your reds, and everything in between. You've also got your nude, which is like your level 10, and your nude is a reflection. It's basically a brunette gold ash, so it's a 731. Now, one thing to note with your ash is that in Neal & Wolf, it's in the core line, it's green ash, whereas in Glaze, it's a grey ash. So you haven't got to worry about it going khaki over blonde hair because it is more of a grey tone rather than a green tone.